and I don't need to tell you what day it is because I just sang it. And yes, today I'm going to be reading you a David Walliams book, and written by David Walliams and illustrated by the artistic genius Tony Ross. And this is a new book and I only got it 2 days ago, and the name of it is There's a Snake in My School, and it actually says the artistic genius Tony Ross. Mr. Bright had told all the children in his class it was bring your pet to school day. Everyone rushed into the playground to meet the animals. There was a stupidly cute gerbil, a tiny goldfish, and I actually had 2 goldfish when I was a bit younger, when I was 5, and there's the cute goldfish. A fat and cat rhymes. A 100-year-old tortoise. There he is, a big 100-year-old tortoise. And a tall dog, nearly as tall as my mummy. Look, the size of it. Last to arrive, as usual, was a little girl called Miranda. She was riding on the back of an enormous slithery snake. Meet Penelope, my pet python, announced Miranda. On seeing the snake, the other children screamed, "Arr!" Miranda loved being different. She always stood out at school with her individual take on school uniform. Her cartwheels down the corridors and her funny answers in class. What ended in 1945? 1944! Laughed the children. A python is a rather unusual pet, but Miranda and Penelope had so much fun playing together. For the little girl, the snake would pretend to be a scarf, a balloon, a hula hoop, a telescope, a trombone, and sometimes when they were both feeling particularly mischievous, a third arm. Look, the snake is biting the man, its bottom, and it's going out as a third arm. Come and give her that tickle, encouraged Miranda. But the other children were too scared. Penelope was a python after all, and pythons eat people. Ooh. All the pets were frightened too. The large dog yanked on his lead, sending his tiny owner flying. Poor little boy. The goldfish tried to hide behind some water. That's very silly. They'd see you from, I don't know how far away. The tortoise made the rather slow run for it. The cute gerbil flashed his gnashers and didn't look so cute anymore. Look, there he is. The fat cat just carried on napping. Z, 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 Z. The little girl tickled her python under the chin and the snake smiled. See, she's very friendly. Miranda slid down her snake. Soon, everyone was gathered around to marvel at Penelope. The python loved the attention and made a climbing frame for the children to climb on. That's very good. Look at that. See, just imagine if that was real. That would be very good. Steps for them to step up. That's funny. And a fireman's pole for them to slide back down. Penelope even helped the children learn their numbers, although she could only go up to 9. This was turning into the best day of school ever, but then, look, 8 plus 1 is 9. Miss Bloat, the headmistress, thundered into the playground. "There's a snake in my school," she shouted. Miss Bloat didn't like animals much or children. "It's bring your pet to school day," spluttered Mr. Bright. "And Penelope is my pet," said Miranda. "Miranda, I should have known you would have to be different. A snake is not a pet. It's a menace," snapped Miss Bloat. "Mr. Bright, all these filthy beasts are confiscated." All the girls and boys shouted, "No!" as the headmistress stuffed their pets into the lost property cupboard. Except for Penelope, the snake Miss Bloat had other ideas for her. What would she be doing with her? "This disgusting thing is coming with me," bellowed the headmistress. With that, she dragged the poor python along the corridor to her office. "Where are you going to put Penelope?" asked Miranda. "In the bin." "No!" Miss Bloat crammed the snake into her bin and slammed the lid shut. Then she plunked herself down on top so the python couldn't escape. The bin rattled and rattled, but Penelope was trapped. "A snake in my school indeed. Get back to your lesson." Downstairs in the classroom, tears rolled down Miranda's cheeks. All the children were sad to have had their pets taken away. But no one was sadder than Miranda. The little girl feared she would never see Penelope again. At the end of the day, Miranda dashed upstairs to Miss Bloat's office to try to make her change her mind. Knock, knock. Miss Bloat, headmistress. Look at that. She looks evil. There was no answer, so slowly Miranda pushed open the door, only to see Penelope sitting in the headmistress's chair. Miranda ran towards her pet and gave her a humongous hug. Miss Bloat was nowhere to be seen, so the girl grabbed the key on the desk, ran to the lost property cupboard as fast as she could, and unlocked it. The animals were overjoyed to be set free. Whoosh! Then Miranda and all the pets slid down Penelope's back into the playground. Whoosh! The children shouted hooray, and the cat, still sleeping, said. Penelope entertained everybody again. She made a seesaw for them to seesaw on, a wheel for them to roll in, a swing for them to swing on, and a skipping rope to skip with. Penelope even helped some of the younger children with the alphabet, although it was hard to do an X. But that is pretty good for an X. I mean, you couldn't do an X better than that. Only the real people. As for Miss Bloat, she had completely disappeared, so Mr. Bright was made headmaster, which is probably the principal. Now the children were all allowed to bring in all their favourite animals whenever they wanted. The school became home to every sort of fantastic creature: an ostrich, a giraffe, a gorilla, an elephant, a kangaroo, a crocodile, a grizzly bear, and even a colony of penguins. But the star attraction was always Penelope, though Miranda had noticed there was something different about her python. There was a big bulge in the snake's tummy, a bulge in the shape of Miss Bloat. But the little girl thought it best not to say anything. Let me out. Look at her inside in there. Look, that looks a bit like a love heart. And more in the collection are David Walliams presents the slightly annoying elephant. David Walliams presents the bear who went boo. David Walliams presents the first hippo on the moon. Quick, get your paws on these other fantastic picture books from David Walliams and Tony Ross says the tortoise that's 100 years old. And yes, the end. I hope you enjoyed that lovely story called There's a Snake in My School. And yes, it's a bit long but lovely stories. And I've read one of his big chapter books before in school last year. It was called Midnight Gang. And I also read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which was Roald Dahl's book. But they were lovely and they were splendid. So yes, I hope you enjoyed that lovely story. And I might get some more of them and read them to you the next 3 or so. I might get another one for Christmas and on my birthday. But yes, I guess what you want tomorrow for day 155 of Rhys Stories. Bye.